Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the Space Hulk Deathwing Arsenal trailer that was just released a couple of days ago. I've sat down, I've gone through it frame by frame, hoping to find some cool little secrets hidden in the trailer. I found some tidbits which really piqued my interest, so I thought I would share my findings with you chaps and hopefully we can get some discussion about what I found. So let's jump in and let's look at the trailer frame by frame. We have the normal logos you normally get with a GW product showing up, saying it's a GW game, of course, Space Hulk Deathwing. Now, as we first look at the trailer, we come to the which seems to be the helm of the ship. Now, you can see that there's some kind of steering wheel at the front of the ship. If you even look closely to the left of the steering wheel, it looks like there is a coffee pot which has been left there, which for me reminds me of the scene from Aliens. I don't know if anyone's ever saw that film. You should have if you haven't, by the way. But it reminds me of when the Xenos infestation went there, and it basically hit him so fast that there was like a bitten donut left on the side and stuff, and they didn't really have time to even finish his donut or do anything like that. So I think that really hit me when I saw that. I thought that was really cool. Another thing you can see as well, if you look out of the windows, you can see some like formations of ships. I don't know if we're actually like on the Space Hulk as of now, but the ship on the monitor, it doesn't really seem like a big ship. It looks like more of a drop-off ship or a drop ship or a loader ship or something like that. It doesn't really look that big to be like a huge battle barge or a big Imperial Navy ship of that size. Now, another thing I want to speak about in this scene is some of the icon markers actually on the screen. Now, if you look to the top of the screen, you'll see something called calculation running. Now, I think this is part of one of the missions you actually do on this ship. Now, what it appears to be is that you also got another marker where it says protect Barasil. Now, I'm hoping that is how you pronounce that name. Sorry if it's not, but it looks like your fellow brother here is doing something with the system. He's running some calculations of some sort, and you have to protect him from the oncoming enemies. So it's one of the missions where basically you just defend him and you fight off the Xenos threat. Another thing I want to speak about is actually the psychic powers, which you appear to have on the bottom right. So it looks like we're actually playing the Psyker at the moment. You can see his sword has some kind of like fire effect on it. It says I am steel, I am the I really don't know what that says, but you can see some of the psychic abilities on the bottom right. We've got something called Psygate. We've got an ability where you press F, it looks to be fire. We've got an ability where you press 2 or E, which looks some kind of medical, like maybe a healing, and an ability of 1 where it looks like you are, I don't know, it looks like a star map to me or something like that. But another cool thing to look at here actually in this trailer is that the actual Stormbolter itself has infinitive ammo. So you can see it's got a cartridge of 6 there. It's at 100% at the moment, but you have unlimited ammo with the actual Stormbolter itself. So it's not one of them guns where you got to be going around actually finding ammunition for it, which I think is pretty cool. You know, you don't waste your time finding ammunition, you just go around purging everything. Now, as we swing around to meet the incoming foe, as you would say, we notice something very cool. Firstly, we see the Apothecary Terminator in all his glory. You can see the Apothecary sign on his shoulder along with his Terminator honours with the skull. You see his Narthecium, which looks absolutely amazing. But something I wanted to show you the reason why I paused the video, if you look to the right of the screen, or just where the monitors are all in orange, you can actually see that it's actually got like the Tyranid warning, well the actual Tyranid symbol. Now, I don't know if this was activated by the crew that were on there to warn people that there's a Tyranid in infestation. Maybe it was picked up by the ship itself and it was trying to alert people, but obviously it was a bit too late since it looks like everyone's dead on the ship. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool feature to add. So you know, it's basically saying, hey, there's Tyranids on here, watch yourself or you're gonna die. Now, as you can see here, we've got some of the enemies coming forward. It shows off the sword and what it can do and all the gore and carnage you can cause with this weapon. Now, this scene, it appears to me, I'm not too sure. It it looks like we're outside because you can see like a rocky surface, but also obviously we've got like some kind of technical aspect to the level as well. It may be like, obviously Space Hulks are not just ships, sometimes they're asteroids infused with ships and stuff like that, so maybe a part of the mission is going outside actually onto some kind of asteroid where some kind of debris is. This looks like like an engine compartment to me, or some kind of like thruster technology. So maybe we're out there trying to investigate what that is, maybe try and see what the power source is or something like that. And obviously there's Tyranids there and they want to eat you, so we have to purge them first. Now, with this next scene, as you can see, we're purging Tyranids, which is always good, but one of the things that stood out for me is that we actually get to see the use of one of the Psychic abilities, and it was the one all the way at the end, which I said I think it looked like a star map. Now, it looks like it's a Psychic blast wave, so it knocks all your enemies back, and as you can see on the bottom left, it has a 6-second cooldown. So this ability, it looks like it's a stunning ability, and the cooldown for it is 6 seconds. And moving on to the next scene, I stopped it again just to show you the fiery sword effect on the screen, which it looks like I'm thinking it's more of like a psychic ability. Maybe it gives more damage or burning AoE or something like that. But the reason I stopped the video was to actually show that if you look to the bottom left, it actually shows that one of our squad members has died. So there's a visual reference of a red skull basically showing that one of our brothers has fell in battle, and there's only 2 of us left. We as the Psyker and the Apothecary, according to the markings. Now, the next scene we're going to pause at caused a bit of conversation between myself and some friends because we were confused at what a Spreadshot Stormbolter variant is. Now, as you can see from the image on the screen, it has a 20 magazine. So again, you've got infinitive ammo, as you can see, but we were all wondering what a Spreadshot Stormbolter variant is, and when I unpause the video, you'll see that in effect when it's got like a shotgun type of effect. Now, myself and other people think that this is a Metal Storm frag round. Now, according to the wiki, I'm just going to read the actual wiki to you now. Metal Storm frag rounds are the best used against multiple lightly armored targets. They detonate before impact and spray shrapnel, shredding their victims. A proximity detonator replaces the mass reactive cap, and the tip and uranium core are replaced with an increased charge and fragment casting. They are similar to flat rounds and are used against large clusters of enemy, which makes them really perfect to use against Tyranids and all of them kind of like hive kind of creatures, orcs and stuff like that. Basically, things that move around in big packs. So if you put it into like you've got the Tyranids, you've got close quarters, you've got these rounds that basically explode, or like shotgun rounds. I personally think that's what the rounds they're using, and I don't know if they've mislabeled it or they've given it another name, but I think they're using Metal Storm frag rounds. Now, this part of the trailer is where the stuff starts getting juicy. As you saw there, that Tyranid just got his head exploded off the Metal Storm frag round, as we just discussed. But as you can see now in front of us, we've got a lot going on. Firstly, my eyes are drawn to the caution, blessed before each use, which I think is really, really cool. You know, all these little tidbits which you add into a game like this is always awesome to see. If people don't know, basically the Mechanicus believe there is a machine god, basically. So all the technology, all the armor and everything you use is basically connected to their machine spirit, their machine god. So everything is blessed. They basically treat computers and technology like parts of their god, and everything, you know, everything they do has to be rituals and sacred and oils and incense and all that crazy stuff. So yeah, you know, it really makes sense. You have stuff like caution, blessed before each use. Another thing I'm drawn to is on the floor. If you look straight in front of us, it looks like we have an Imperial Guardsman laying on the floor with his legs open. It looks like his body's all charred and burnt. He's got his lasgun next to him, and next to him on his left, it actually looks like that is a tech priest, because I think I can just make out some red robes on the floor, which is really, really cool. And behind them to the left, you can see an Imperial Guard Sentinel loader. So you know, this area is obviously you know, it requires that kind of machinery. So I actually think it's the engine area when I pause it later on in the video. But yeah, this maybe is an Imperial Guard ship we're on. You know, I know we spotted that we've been on a Black Templar ship before, but this looks like an Imperial Guard ship, which I think is pretty cool. Now, another big hint that this is an Imperial Guard ship is that if you look to the top right of the screen now, where I paused it, we can actually see an actual banner of the Imperial Guard. Now, on closer inspection, at the bottom it says Cadian. Now, basically, this ship holds a Acadian regiment or is part of a Acadian battle fleet. We have no idea. The number at the top, I'll get back to that later on because it's a regimental number. I went through tons of research to find the regiment, and I think I've connected what regiment it is. It may be a complete different regiment, but we'll get back to it later on in the video. Now, as you can see here, we see the rounds doing what they do, exploding and absolutely ripping apart the Tyranids in front of us. But the thing I stopped at the video here for is actually we can see more of the objective markers. Now, it looks like on this mission we have to destroy the nest, and you can see one to the left which says 313 and one to the right which says 147. Now, I'm thinking maybe that is meters away from the actual objectives we're heading to, so maybe on this mission we have to find out we have to find the Tyranid nest and destroy them. Maybe that's the end, maybe it's side objectives, we don't know. And as you can also see on the bottom left as well, we've lost 2 of our squad members now. So the Apothecary and Brother Barishel, is that his name? I think that's his name, are both deceased. So yeah, they are gone. And if you look on the bottom right now as well, we have a new psychic ability. It looks like a twisting tornado. I have no idea what it is, but it looks like this psychic has either got a new power or upgraded his powers, and he's got access to more psychic stuff. Now, the next thing we've paused at is another cool scene because it appears to be, to me, a different ship. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of lion markings everywhere. You can see like a lion's head either side of it looks like a metal column up at the top of the screen. You've got a command throne, it looks like, at the center with a lion's head welded or carved onto that. Also, if you look all the way to the top of the screen, which I thought was kind of cool and scary, is that the Tyranid's eyes glow up in the dark. So you can actually see some Tyranids where they've just got no shapes to their bodies, but you just see their glowing eyes in the dark. So I can just imagine playing this really at night with all my lights off and just some glowing eyes looking at me in the darkness. I'd be like, oh, I'm scared. And also, as you can see, to the bottom left, just keep an eye on the brother who's only got 1 bar of health left, because something very, very nasty is about to happen to him. As you can see here now, I'll pause the video. Now, if you just look just above his head, you can see like a stick with it looks like a round metallic icon on it. It looks like a grenade has been slung at this chap, because in the next scene you'll see why. But yeah, I paused that in the trailer. I actually missed it the first time round. When I went second time round just to check out all this edit was in, I saw that and I thought, oh, I might as well put that in because that looks pretty cool. So it looks like a projectile has been slung at him, and it gives a pretty cool effect when it goes off. As you can see here now, just pause it again. The grenade's gone off. Well, I think it was a grenade has gone off, and it's created this like big lightning storm. As you can see on the bottom left, the brother has been killed off this, so the lightning has completely incinerated him or done whatever to him, so he is dead. So this projectile that has been slung has took our fellow brother out. Another thing I want to point to as well, this scene, you can actually see on the icon to the right of the screen, the actual Terminator armor, you can actually see where your armor is actually taking damage. So the amber stuff is indicating that that part of the suit is being damaged. So obviously the more damage that gets, the more health probably you're going to lose, or the more damage your suit's got to take, and it probably will just stop working and break down on you, which they did confirm. You know, if you actually lose an arm in this game, you'll visually lose an arm and you won't be able to use, say you had your storm bottler in your right arm and your right arm got chopped off, then you won't be able to use a storm bottler anymore because you've got no arm left. So I think that's a really, really cool feature as well. Again, when we carry on with the scene and we pause it at this next section here, there's a couple of things that stand out to me. Again, we've got the lion heads all over the beams and stuff, but to me this room looks like a command kind of room. It doesn't look like a bridge of some sort. It doesn't look like a, you know, where the captain would sit. to me it looks more like a command deck. You had that command throne there, but on the right you've got this big navigational star map or tactical map. Maybe this is where the Marines, the Imperial Guard commanders, whoever owned this ship, came, plotted their routes, plotted their plans and stuff like that. Another thing as well, as we can see in the scene, we can actually see some of the hybrid mutants, well, Tyranid mutants and stuff. You can actually see straight in front of us. They're shooting their weapons. Now, I believe it was these chaps who actually threw the projectile which which took out our brother. So it looks like these chaps are going to be armed with more deadly arsenal than the actual Tyranids actually on the ship. And with this next scene, we get to see another ability from the Psyker. Well, I think it's an ability. It looked kind of like a grenade being thrown or something from the bolter coming out. It didn't really look psychic, so I'm not sure if it's a psychic ability yet. But it definitely does a lot of damage. It looks like a big AoE fireball damage. So if you've got a lot of enemies in a tight space, all groups up, this looks like the ability to use, which will take them all down very, very fast and incinerate everyone. As you can see as well, it's also got a 15-second cooldown. So this ability has a 15-second cooldown. And moving on to the next scene, we can see a new weapon introduced into the trailer, which is the Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. Thunderhammer and Storm Shield is a melee orientated kit. So if you're going to be wielding this, you're very much going to be in the face of the Tyranid hive. You're going to be blocking them with your shield, smashing them away with your shield, and just absolutely smashing them apart with that glorious Thunderhammer you have in your hand. And moving on to the scene where we're actually wielding the hammer, we can see that we are on the Black Templar battle barge, or basically a Black Templar ship. Now, I know a lot of people have already picked this up from previous screenshots and stuff, but for those of you who are not aware, it looks like we have a mission on a Black Templar ship. You can see the heraldry on the floor with the crosses. When the trailer moves on a bit more, you'll see some banners and stuff for the Black Templar stuff. You can also see, which I think are tombs either side, to the left and right. It looks like maybe fallen heroes or sacred heroes. They've been entombed on the battle barge, to be ever cast as heroes of the chapter and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And we've also, if you look to the bottom right, got a new ability. It is a passive ability with a lion's head. Now, I think this is to do with the actual loadout. We've got the actual Thunderhammer and shield. So I don't know if this is like a defense ability or anything like that, but it is passive. So I don't know if we won't get to use it. So maybe it's like just bonus armor or better armor or something like that. You can also see all the way in the distance an objective marker which says secure. I think it says 148 meters away. So it looks like on this mission we have to go down this runway of Tyranids and secure the objective, which is at the end of this room. Again, as you can see, this Storm Shield in action and the Thunderhammer in action, it looks like you can soak up a lot of damage with this. You can see the person who's playing is using the shield as a shield. Who would have thought? He's pushing down, so he's soaking up all the damage. All the bolt of fire is getting soaked up on the shield, and he's taking no damage to his actual armor. And as you can see, as he's pushing down, when we pause the video, we can actually see some more Tyranid mobs we're going to encounter. Again, another of the hybrids with, it looks like a ranged weapon. You can see the muzzle fire from it. As you can see straight in front, it looks like a Tyranid hive tyrant. I'm not too sure, the big guy. You've also got a couple of sentinel guns on top of the pillars. If you can look to where the triangle is in the middle of the screen, it looks like that is a sentinel gun plate up there. It's not firing, so I think it just may be offline. And moving on to the next scene, I pause it again because we have some new mission markers. You can see to the left and to the slightly center left, you'll see two markers which say overload. So you've got one which is 270 meters away and another one that's 267 meters away. So it looks like on this mission we have to overload some generators. You can also see again visually on the Terminator armor that one of his arm is all red and his middle and upper body is basically amber. So it looks like this guy may be losing an arm or getting some significant damage to one of his arms very, very soon. And moving on to the next weapon which is showcased in the trailer is the assault cannon. Now the assault cannon, for people who don't know, is basically, how can I put it? Imagine a minigun on steroids. Very, 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 very tough muscly steroids. That's how I can put it. Basically, assault cannon will rip and shred, as it says on the screen, will shred through flesh and bone. It is basically just a piece of kit which will just decimate anything that is in front of you. Again, you can see with the ammunition, it comes with 100 ammunition with the magazine, and again we have infinitive ammo, which now I'm basically believing that this game will not revolve around us going out looking for ammo. We basically just got the guns and we go around and we just purge until we basically die. That is it. We purge until we die. Now, this scene where the assault cannon is actually used is very interesting. As you can see here, this looks like the Hive Tyrant, so it looks like a boss that's coming out the pipe. It looks absolutely tremendously scary. As you can see, just to the left of the video, then a piece of like electronic lightning went off. Maybe it was like another one of those frag grenades or some kind of other psychic ability by these Tyranids. But yeah, this looks like an encounter with a boss, which looks pretty cool. As you can see, the assault gun fully loads onto him and starts to purge the enemy. Now, the next scene which we get, it looks like another technical room. We've got this huge bell. It looks like some kind of chapel, which believes me to think that it is still we are actually on the Black Templar ship. Now, if you look towards the left of the screen, you'll see something that says secure bridgehead. So again, we have another mission on this ship, so we have to go and secure the bridgehead. And if you also look to the right, the upper right, we'll see some stained glass. Again, these kind of designs and patterns it makes me think that we're still on the Templar ship, since they have all that red and black kind of stained glass effect from other previous footage that we've saw about the game. And as we move into the room and start looking around, a few things instantly pop out towards me. Is that firstly, you can see the statues around the room. There's 3 statues. They're all the same statues. They all seem to be holding a sword, which again leads me to think this is a Templar ship. We obviously see the Deathwing counterpart, which is the Apothecary. You can tell by his Apothecary symbol on his shoulder pad, as we stated at the start of the video. There's also, if you look straight in the middle, it looks like a chapter serf is dead at the next to the bench. So maybe like this is a scripture place where they come and write scriptures and all that kind of like emperor kind of stuff and all that funky kind of stuff. If you look to the left, we can see some banners. It's got 8-2 on it. It's the red and white banners. I have no idea what that is. It just says 8-2. I don't know if that's something to do with a crusade or something to do with the actual Black Templars chapter. Well, saying it if this room actually does belong to the Black Templars, that is. But yeah, 8-2. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. Maybe you can help us out on the comment section below. And moving on from this scene, we jump into another ship, or should I say we return to another ship. This looks like the Imperial Guard ship, which we were on in a previous scene. As you can see, this is an Imperial Guard ship, or it belongs to the Imperial Guard, or is part of an Imperial Guard battle fleet, because it has the Cadian banner again, which was the one exactly like we saw in the previous footage. We also have 3 separate banners to the right of the screen. Each of them match the colour scheme of the Cadian banner, and they also have 2 las guns at the bottom crossed, which is pretty much a giveaway as an Imperial Guard regiment. And if you look to the centre of the screen, again we can see the Sentinel loader again. So this is definitely something to do with the Imperial Guard. They obviously have a lot of hardware on this ship. Again, if we pause the scene here, we can see what the assault cannon does to Tyranids who get in the way of it. Completely annihilates them in a bloody cloud of mist and gore. To the left, we also see another Imperial loader, which again confirms that the Imperial Guard do have a presence on this ship. And as we move on, we get a glimpse at another weapon which we can play with in this game, which is the plasma cannon. If anyone knows me, I am a huge fan of the plasma cannon. I love AoE mass kills. I think they're absolutely brilliant, so this weapon very much interests me in the game. As you can see, the plasma cannon, it has 100 rounds, well, say 100 rounds, 100 ammo, I don't know if you do charge shots, maybe it'll go down in bulk like some games like Space Marine, Space Marine and Eternal Crusade did. Again, as you can see, it's got infinitive ammo, so we won't be going around looking for ammo for this weapon either. Now, as we actually load into the mission, which shows it off, I think it's one of the cool missions actually. We can see on the screen in front of us something that says lock. I don't know if we've just locked it down or it's just been locked down, but as you can see, we're like in like an engine room. There's all cogs and everything's turning. For me, visually, I think this is my favourite room. Just all the mechanical stuff that's going on. You've got this servitor which looks like he's been dipped in gold and just left there to hold this panel up just for show, just because why not. But yeah, this room visually to me just looks absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to get in this room and just walk around it because it looks absolutely beautiful. Now, as we obviously cut from this scene, which was the engine room, we stop at this next scene, which I had no idea where this is. It looks very nice and clean, should I say. But the thing that interested me in this scene was the windows themselves. Now, I was instantly drawn to the eye in the window itself. Now, it could be down to two things in my opinion. One, it could be an Inquisitor symbol. We know the eye has a very big part with the Inquisition, you know, the ever watchful eye. But another thing that struck me as well is that I'm a huge Horus Heresy fan, and back in the Horus Heresy days, the eye was a symbol of Horus. With the Lunar Wolves, he had the eye on him. But when they went over to become the Sons of Horus, the Eye of Horus was basically one of the main symbols they used to wear on their shoulder pads. So I was looking at this. It's got like a hue green effect, which again was similar to the colour scheme which the Sons of Horus had back in the Heresy. I don't know if I'm just connecting the complete wrong dots, but I saw this and I instantly thought Sons of Horus. I don't know if they have anything to do with it. I don't know if this, like, the ship we're on at the moment is like a lost ship from the Great Crusade / Horus Heresy era. But if it was, I think that might be pretty cool. I think a lot of people will agree with that as well. But anyway, let's push on and let's see what else we have in the trailer. Again, as we push on to the next scene, something that instantly stands out is the banners either side of the entrance to the room. Again, we see the 2 and 8. This time, it's not on the red banners, it's on the black banners, which believes me to think it's again something to do with the Black Templars, since their colour scheme is black. As you can see, straight ahead we have a Space Marine statue. We have a secure marker which is 273 meters away. So again, with these 2 and 8, I really don't know what they could be. I would love maybe if we can find that out as a community together and see what 2 and 8 means, because I'm really getting interested to see what 2 and 8 means. I've looked everywhere for 2 and 8 for the Black Templars and the Sons of the Lion, Dark Angels, and I have no idea how they're connected to this game at all. Now, as we move on to the next part of the trailer, this bit is probably one of my favourite bits of the trailer as well, is the symbolism in this section. Now, we have a statue in front of us which can mean a lot of things. Now, instantly I thought Sanguinius because there is a chap with wings. There is another chap next to him with a sword, which I instantly thought was the lion. So is this the lion and Sanguinius? To the right of the statue, you see it looks like a skull of some sort or something, just watching them fight or watching them do something. If you can look to the back of the room, you can see a lion statue, like clawing out. We have banners either side, left and right. This time they're black with a lion symbol on, which again, it brings me back to the Horus Heresy, because back in the day, the colour scheme for the Dark Angels was black. Well, the Raven Guard are black as well, but you know, most of the chapter were, well, all the chapter wore the black armour back in the Horus Heresy. So I'm thinking, is this a ship from the Horus Heresy? You have a statue here which may be Sanguinius, which may have the Lionel Johnson on it as well. Does that tie into the story? Another thing I thought as well is that the Space Marines are known as the Angels of Death. Basically, is this statue showing that they are angels, and to the right is basically a skeleton which is death? I don't know, maybe something cool like that. But yeah, I really like seeing this in the trailer. It made me think lots of theories and get my mind going into overdrive. And from this scene, we jump back to which seems to be the Black Templar ship. We can tell the Black Templar ship because it's got the Black Templar markings on the floor. Now, I'm just going to pause it here because we see something we haven't saw before, is that our weapon is being, well, our weapon has jammed. Now, we haven't had this with any other weapons on screen, so I thought I'd stop it here and explain some. In the old games of Space Hulk, your weapons used to jam. Well, in my case, they used to jam a lot, and they used to die a lot because they used to jam a lot. So I'm really glad that they've introduced this system back in. You know, it does have, well, it does add like another level of gameplay to the game, because you know, your weapon jams, you have to start fighting them off with your power fist or whatever weapons you've got in your hand. So I'm really happy they brought that back. Again, if you look directly forward, we see another secure marker, so it looks like this chap is purging away and he is fighting down towards that secure marker, and both of his colleagues are still alive, which is always a bonus in this kind of situation. Now, as we progress from this scene, as he's purging away to his objective, we move on to the next weapon in the arsenal, which is the Heavy Flamer. Now, the Heavy Flamer is probably one of the weapons I'm most looking forward to actually getting my hands on and playing with, because I can't recall a 40k game where I've played with a Heavy Flamer in like a first person or third person setting. It's always been like RTSs like Dawn of War and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to how this weapon is in game, how it handles enemies, how the visuals, well, the visuals on screen look fantastic, but you know, you can't really judge that when you're looking at a video. So I'm really looking forward to how it interacts with the environment and all that kind of stuff. So as you can see, it looks like we've got 100 in the tank. Again, unlimited ammo, so we don't have to go around looking for ammo for the weapon, which is always a big feature when you can just concentrate on purging your enemies. Again, you can see that we're basically back on the Imperial Guard ship. We have the banners basically all over this this pause section. We have the lads guns crossed. You can see, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 banners I can count. It looks like we may be in like the bowels of the ship, like the engine room, all that kind of area still, as we have this, it looks like a Mechanicus statue holding up like a cog, which I think is pretty cool, and all the Tyranids are jumping off it, ready to rip our face apart, which is always a bonus. Another cool feature as well, if you look to the top right, we actually have an autosave feature, which has probably been confirmed now in this video. So you know, this game will autosave when you progress through the mission, which is always good, just in case you die. Yeah. The actual effect from the flame weapons, looking at it visually, looks absolutely amazing. I've just paused it here because it seems that when you actually put the flamer on to enemy, they actually burn for a while after the flame has been hit, which is always cool. I'm very interested to see getting a huge horde of Tyranids and just burning them and just watching their bodies just like blister and pop and just charcoal in front of me. So that should be a fun thing to see. Another thing as well, if we actually pause it here, we can also see more mission markers, which again tell us to destroy the nest, which again maybe confirms that we're still on the Imperial Guard ship, because they also had the objectives of destroy the nest. So maybe we're still on the same ship and we're just purging with a different weapon at this time. Again, the visuals of the flamethrower look absolutely amazing, but let's push on. Now, this scene here is something I really want to talk about. Now, as you, obviously you can see some of the Tyranid hybrids shooting stuff. One thing that stands out is that one of our NPCs who is with us is telling us there's a missile launcher sighted. As you can see, the middle chap is about to hit us with a rocket straight away. But the most important thing for me in this scene is the actual banner at the back. Now, I said before I'll talk more about the Acadian banner. As you can see there, it says the 22nd, but I think it should be listed as the 22nd. I don't know if that's a typo or maybe they're trying to make their own regiment, but I did some research about the 22nd Acadian Regiment, and according to the wiki, they're known as the Bloodhounds of the Emperor. They basically got famous because while garrisoning a Mikok Secundus in 36 Millennia 37, the regiment fought in the defense of the Cobalt Valley against the invading Alpha Legion, and apparently they got wiped out. And for the well, they didn't all get wiped out, but for their honours, they basically got they they got sent out to find a new homeworld, and they could settle on a new homeworld, which was a great honour and stuff for the regiment, because they held out against the Alpha Legion and stuff. So I don't know if they're connected. I don't know if it's the actual 22nd regiment that they're trying to bring in, or it's just a complete new regiment. Hopefully it is a 22nd, because they sound like an absolute badass regiment, and I'd like to get some more information about them. Again, we're purging through the level, nothing that we've already seen weapon jammed again, but this scene here was a pretty cool scene, which I wanted to pause and show you chaps. As you can see, we've used another psychic ability. It looks like basically lightning. See, we've got an 8-second cooldown, so we've got an 8-second cooldown on the lightning ability, but the thing is, which confirms the Imperial Guard have maybe a big part to play in the storyline, is that the actual ship which they're fighting near is if I remember correctly, it's the Avenger Strike Fighter. It's the Avenger Strike Fighter because at the rear it's a 2-man fighter jet. If you can actually look to the canopy at the top, you'll see like a gun sticking out at the rear. I think that's what makes it the Avenger Striker, if I'm correct. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure that is the Avenger Striker. So it looks like we're like fighting near like hangar bays and stuff now. So I'm hoping like the actual ship has like a full, maybe explorable ship, so we have engine rooms. Looks like we're in the hangar bay here now, so we can discover a whole variant of stuff and actually get to go around an actual battle barge or a battle cruiser of some sort, because it's never been done before, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. Again, as we push on through the trailer, we see the bosses again, some fighting in the Templar ship. But here, this is where I want to pause and show you. The door comes down, which I think is pretty cool. I think it kills some Tyranids at the back as well. Now, we've been told off the devs that we'll have to like lock down doors and close doors and make sure we, shut the paths down behind us, because the Tyranid threat will just keep coming. So I think this is a great feature of showing off like how the door mechanics and how it works and stuff. You can see some like nice cool statues as well. It looks like serfs or tech priests or something, like holding some stuff up, which is pretty cool as well. So yeah, all these little features and all the doors closing and like the mechanics and all this kind of stuff to me really pumps me up and hypes me up, because this is what I want to see in a 40k game. I want this kind of environment and these kind of effects happening around me, because all these little touches add to the greater good of the game. So I'm really looking forward to just going through and like discovering all these like little tidbits, which probably won't mean nothing, but to me it'll mean like a whole lot of stuff. And from here we move on to the final scene. I'm afraid it's over, gents. It's been a great experience going through this trail and trying to find all the secrets and stuff. But we end with looking at a new melee weapon. I actually thought this was the pre-order mace you get for pre-ordering the game. The Lost Mace of I think it's called Causewayne, or I think the Lost Mace of Causewayne. So I actually thought it was this mace, but it's not, because the Causeway mace, if I remember right, has got more sharper like blade edges on all 4 sides, and this one's more like a ball mace. It's glowing red because it's probably sensing heresy. It's, the Dark Angels all around. I'm sorry, I had to mention Heresy and Dark Angels in this video. If not, then it would make no sense. But yeah, I hope I hope you've enjoyed the video, chaps. It's been really good actually going through it on trying to find all the information and clues and just looking at all the little tidbits and stuff like that. If you found anything that I've missed, please share it, because I would love to know some more stuff that I've missed in the trailer, and we can have some conversations actually about it. If you're still interested in the game and you want to check it out, more information, go to their site. Everything's in the video description below. I'm also now an affiliate with a website called Games Planet. I don't know if anyone's used it before, but if you want to go over and check out their website, the link is also in the video description. I'm basically an affiliate with them because with my 40k content, so they offer 40k deals if you click on my affiliate link. So go down, check it out, and see if you can find some good deals. Anyway, chaps, thank you for watching the video. It's been really fun, like I said before. Have a nice night and have a great week. See you now. Bye bye.